On behalf of the team at Ray White, but more importantly on behalf of our vendors here today, it's been a very big day for them, almost 30 years of ownership for the property that they lovingly built many years ago. So we'd just like to say a very quick thank you to you all for your attendance. And 20th interested buyers here today, all the very best of luck with your bidding. Now today's auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of today's auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for the property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price, and as the auctioneer I can indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits any major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and it does provide fines for this conduct. The rules do permit vendor bids, and the words we'll use during the auction to indicate we're making a bid on behalf of the vendor will very simply be vendor bid. And of course, by law, only I as the auctioneer today have the right to place that bid on behalf of the vendor. Now attached to the contract of sale is the section 32. We have had this sitting on display inside for the last half an hour, and if you have taken the time to read through it, you'll see it does confirm that Ray White, as the vendor's estate agent here today, is selling what is formally described as lot number 18 on plan of subdivision 405852P, which is of course more commonly known to yourself and I as 39 Kierens Way here in Chadstone. In a moment's time, when we do call for your bidding, we'll be asking for a deposit equal to 10% of the purchase price, of which we'll get a down payment today, perhaps $5,000 or $10,000 transferred electronically straight into our trust account, and the balance of that 10% can be paid on the next business day, which is actually Monday. In case any of you are planning on taking a long weekend, we would be seeking the balance of that 10% on Monday. And preferential settlement terms, well, we'd love to see it this side of Christmas, but only about 45 days left to settle a property in 2023 before the solicitors take break for an early holiday. And then if we're looking at settling in the new year, we're probably talking in the vicinity of about 70 or 75 days. So maybe a little bit of flexibility up to 70 or 75 with a strong preference to be settling probably this side of Christmas. Is that right, Johnny? Not a problem. So if you are a first-time auction attendee, no need to register, which means that if you are a local, if you're out on your morning walk and you want to come home with a set of keys, all you've got to do is put your hand in the air, shout out your bid in a nice clear voice, or seek assistance from one of the agents floating around in the crowd here today. If at any point we declare the property on the market, I'll make it abundantly clear to you, but at which point we'll call it down 3 times. On the first, second, third, and final call, when the contract hits my hand, like so, the property will be sold. And at that point, buyers, no late bids can or will be accepted. So it's really important to make sure you do get those bids in nice and early before we knock the property down. Now, in case of any of you are wondering, which I'm sure you're probably not, we are participating in November this year, which is why I've got the early stages of a very poor moustache, but all I'm wanting to tell you is that a portion of every sale that we do make in November is being donated to charity to raise obviously awareness for men's mental health and suicide prevention, as well as testicular cancer. So ladies and gentlemen, please get involved. It's a fantastic group, and I'm sure you'll see plenty of dirty, rotten moustaches between now and the end of the month. So buyers, the property itself, we're here today, 39 Kierens Way in Chadstone, absolutely meticulously constructed in its day. You can see that. It shows that the house has been very much loved over that time period. Upstairs, you've obviously got the master suite there, which is opulent, would have been the word for it in its day, I'm sure. Built to a very high standard for 1997, and a floor plan which has managed to remain relevant even by today's standards. You've got beautiful room accommodation, the nice big landing upstairs, and a little sort of study or nursery that comes off the side of the master bedroom that could be used for a range of different things. 3 bathrooms in the property. The one downstairs has obviously had a little bit of work done and is very conveniently laid out and positioned if you do find yourself covered in grease or diff oil and you want to quickly wash off before you get yourself into the house, because we've got the hoist in the shed. And as a previous life I was a mechanic, so that's something which would definitely appeal to me very much, and very hard to find in properties in this area. But it feels a bit like you're standing in the pits of an F1 team right there. Beautifully presented in the garage, and certainly my highlight of the property, but I'm sure it probably means much less to everybody else. The rest of the property, low maintenance, the concrete out the front, separated by beautiful little neatly pruned garden beds there. Then at the rear with the fake grass, there really is very little maintenance. If you are looking for just a nice simple property, perhaps you're downsizing and you do want to sort of downsize the maintenance of your property, but you don't want to downsize your life, well, a home like this is absolutely perfect for you. Location-wise, well, we're just moments away from it all, ladies and gentlemen. Monash Freeway, ease of commuting all the way into the city, not far away from where we stand here today. Chadstone Shopping Centre, a range of local shops to be choosing from, be it Clayton, be it Oakley, take your pick, ladies and gents. There's a range of different places you can get to from where we stand here today. Also really on the cusp of heading into the direction of Mount Waverley, Glen Waverley, and obviously the Glen Shopping Centre. All of it's really not that far. You're in such a central location from where we stand here today, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be a great opportunity for one lucky buyer. So folks, we'll put it across to you now. That's enough from me. Best of luck to you all. 39 Kierens Way in Chadstone. In your hands, ladies and gentlemen, for a fair, reasonable start. Who'd like to get us away here today? Don't mind the start. 1.3, we'll take your bid there, sir. $1.3 million a bid, we're away. At $1.3 million, fairly bid and offered. Love to see a rise of 50 from there if we can, to take us to the bottom of the range. At $1.3 million a bid now. At $1.3 million we're bid. I'll call it down 3 times at $1.3 million a bid. First call now, $1.3 million on bid. Love to see a rise of 50 if you're in it, buyers. Second call now, 1.3. Third call now, at $1.3 million we're bid. Surely not, buyers. A range of 135 to 145. Exceptional buying opportunity for one lucky buyer at $1.3 million here today. We know how expensive it is to build a house at the moment. You're not going to build much once you've purchased your land for $1.3 million. 1.3 million the bid. Where do we go from here, buyers? Last opportunity for you. $1.3 million we're fairly bid and offered. Bids on my right here at $1.3 million. Love to see a rise of 50 from here if we can. At $1.3 million on bid. First time now at 1.3. Do we see 1,350 buyers? Second time now, $1.3 million a bid. Third call now. All done. All silent. At $1.3 million. Well, buyers, I might just give you all one quick moment to think about it. We'll quickly have a chat with our vendor and we'll be right back with you. Looks like I've been overruled here. So bid still remains at $1.3 million. We'll wait a moment for Johnny to seek his instructions there. $1.3 million the bid. I'd love to see it get to 135, but I'll let you nominate your rise if it helps you get involved here today. At $1.3 million, bids on the right over here.
135, Tom.
135. Welcome to the bidding. Best of luck to you. $1.35 million. I'll leave you to nominate your rise there, Aaron, at $1.35 million. 2 of you in it now. $1,350,000. I'll take a 10 now that we're within the range. At 1,360 the bid. I won't shorten it any more than that, but at 1,360. $1,360,000 the bid. Do we come back for 70 now? At 1,360 the bid on my right with our starter. At 1.36 the bid. Do we go to 70? At 1,360, bids on the right with our starter still at $1.36 million. Come in for 70 if you like. Get yourself back in front now. At $1.36 million. First call now, $1,360,000. Second call now, 1.36. Third call at $1.36 million a bid. All done. All silent at $1.36 million. Do we say 70? Johnny's positioned himself right behind this tree here. Can't even read his body language. Not a bad tactic, I might add. $1.36 million the bid. Love to see a rise at 10. Do we need a halftime break, Johnny? What do you think? We'll have a quick break and we'll be back with you, buyers.
467.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking it out of the lot.
Yeah. It's
Medium. Medium, I would
Yeah.
say.
It's big enough, I don't think.
Den är
Ja, den är inte så.
Så inne på
Det var jävligt.
tuossa on hyvä.
Och så inne på dem.
Ai, että ennen kuin tuo ei kota.
Ei tämä skolja.
Niin.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience. At 1.36 million, we are dealing exclusively with the highest bidder still at this stage. Not on the market at the moment, but I can tell you that in over 80% of the instances we pass in a property on a genuine bid, it does go on and sell to the highest bidder in post-auction negotiations. So an incredibly strong fighting position for this gentleman here at the moment at $1,360,000 a bid. If you're leaving your run to the last minute, now's the time to speak. Happy to take a 10 to keep you in it. But failing that, the property's going to pass in a moment and we'll be bringing the highest bidder inside to exclusively negotiate at the vendor's reserve at $1.36 million a bid. Do we go to 370 buyers at 1.36 on bid now? I'll call it down 3 last times. At $1,360,000 a bid. First call now, looking for a rise at 10. 360 is the bid. Second call now, 1.36 million. For the third and final call, all done, all silent, at $1.36 million a bid. There's no further bidder advance, the property passes in. You tell me, buyers, last opportunity for you out of respect to the highest bidder. We'll need the instruction shortly though. At $1.36 million, looks like we're out. At 1.36, looks like it might have been the one that did it for you, sir. Well played at 1,360,000. First, second, third and final call. All done, all silent at 1.36 million. Well, buyers will formally pass the property in. Please join me in congratulating the highest bidder. We'll look forward to negotiating a sale in a moment's time with the vendors. Thank you very much for your attendance here.